create a staircase. You have Post-it notes to work with, and you have Legos. You have 30 seconds, go.
To build a staircase?
Yes.
Staircase.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure either.
Oh, smart, yeah. There you go. Or I was just saying,
I want the Legos.
And stop. Books provide better building blocks on the staircase to the future. My name is Megan Hassing, and for my project, Reader Leaders, I held a book drive to collect children's books to donate to Cornerstone Montessori School and Home Free Women's Shelter. When I was in first grade, I struggled with reading. It was like trying to find a baseball with a strobe light flashing on and off because the words were so jumbled on the page. Finally, we decided to hire a tutor, and by second grade, I could read just as well as all the other kids in my class. And through reading, I felt much more accomplished in my life, and I got a greater respect for reading books, and I grew a better imagination. My favorite series at the time was the Bailey School Kids series. Now, I read as much as possible. I even recently finished the book Atlas Shrugged, which is about the size of a dictionary.
Good job.
I love how the words on the pages not only make sense to me, but they touch my heart and take me on thrilling adventures with exciting characters like Harry Potter and Peter Pan. Books have changed my life for the better, and I want to let everybody be able to have the same opportunity as I have. So when my mom told me that the women's shelter that her company helps out, that the kids there have no books to read, it was clear that that is what I should do for my senior project. I wanted to share my love of reading with kids in hopes that they will get just as much out of it as I have. This is also how I chose the topic for my senior paper. I argued that all schools should have libraries. I realized that libraries are an important part of reading because in order to read, you need somewhere to go to get the books. In my paper, I argued that libraries engage kids in reading, improve test scores, and provide beneficial resources for students. This directly correlates to my project because in my project, I hope to engage kids in reading and provide them better resources for their future. I knew that I needed an advisor who has as much passion for books as I have. This is why I chose Miss Kinney for my senior project as my advisor. Miss Kinney is a public speaking and literature teacher here at the school. Her public speaking skills came in handy for my project because she gave me advice on how to read out loud to the kids, and she helped me brainstorm what to do with the books that I had gotten donated. I appreciate all the advice and support that she has given me. I started my project by creating a flyer for my book drive. Here is the original draft of my flyer. I changed around the spacing, location of certain elements, and added a few more details here and there. I distributed this flyer in the mailboxes around my neighborhood, and I also posted it on Facebook. I was pleased to see how many positive comments were posted on this page. Then I created a box for my book drive. I took a cardboard box and wrapped it in poster paper and decorated it with the words book donation in big blue marker. My little brother helped me by creating a cardboard book to put on the front of the box. When it was time for the book drive, I was ready. The book drive was held at my mom's office, which is a model home in my neighborhood. She sells homes in my neighborhood, so all my neighbors know where the office is located. The box filled up faster than I would have expected. The book drive was held through the month of July, and it filled up quickly. Even after my book drive ended, people still brought in books. One little boy was so excited to bring in a book that had a stuffed animal to go with it, just to put it in the box. I then brought home all the books to count and sort through them. I had to make sure that the content was not inappropriate for children. I also organized the books into categories based on age. There are books for kids in elementary school, babies, and tweens. My grand total was 640 books, but 104 of them went to Goodwill based on their content. so the amount that was able to be donated was 536 books. After I got the books, I got the idea to create custom bookmarks to put in every single book. I thought this would add a fun, personal touch to my project. I tried to make the bookmarks as colorful and positive as possible. This took me 14 hours, but I think it was worthwhile because an important part of reading is knowing where you are in the book. I then put all the bookmarks in every single book, which gave me the chance to look over the books before moving on to my next step. For my next step, I read at the Lennar Santa Breakfast. Lennar helps out the Home Free Women's Shelter, and all the women and children from the shelter attended this event. I brought along 2 boxes of books to give out as gifts to the children. I also brought along some personal Christmas books of mine to read to the kids. This task became slightly difficult because the kids were so excited to sit on Santa's lap and get their faces painted that they didn't want to sit and listen to a book for very long. Therefore, I had to choose shorter books and be more expressive in my face and voice. We gave big stacks of books to the women and children from Home Free, and it was really cool to see how grateful and excited they were upon receiving the books. This made the 26 hours that I spent on my project worthwhile and made me realize what my project was really about. I think overall, reading at this event was successful because Lennar has asked me to come back to read next year. Not only was my book drive and reading at the Santa Breakfast successful, but it also met the criteria for the senior project. I met the criteria of service because I donated books to the Home Free Women's Shelter and the Cornerstone Montessori School, and I read at an event. I grew personally because I helped others and realized how much joy I get when I help others, and I grew more confidence in myself and my skills. My project is also closely tied with my career because I plan on being a teacher when I grow up. I want to teach English and drama, so having good public speaking skills and reading dramatically are essential to that job. I learned the importance of organization and communication. It was essential for me to organize my books into categories based on age. It was also essential for me to communicate well via emails, and I learned how to be more confident in myself. I also realized the reason why I want to be a teacher is because I feel so much joy when I help others, and I think that being a teacher is the best way to be a positive role model and to inspire others. If I could change anything, I would have more advertisements for my book drive in more places around town, and I would also have more collection boxes for my book drive around the community so that I could get even more books. Books are resources that help kids on their staircase to a better, brighter future. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions?
So, yeah, very nicely done. So in your paper, did you, in your argument promoting libraries in schools, did you address kind of the digital content, age that we're in now, and how that affects, or is your argument purely for a hardbound book library?
Yeah,
What are your thoughts on that?
it was purely a hardbound book library because I'm a huge fan of the hard copy books, so I just argued that point. Although I also argued that libraries also have computers in them as well, so that's one of the resources that are available to students.
So what did you think of Atlas Shrugged?
I thought it was very interesting. The beginning was a little slow, but by the end it was a roller coaster. So.
Were you able to read between the lines in the book?
Yes,
It's
we
pretty interesting
yeah.
message.
We actually read it for class, and so we
Did you?
discussed it a lot.
You
So-
read Atlas Shrugged for school?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was for a communications
Good
college
job.
class. So
Okay.
yeah,
That's impressive.
thank you.
Great job. Nicely done.
You said you were inspired to do this because you had a reading problem when you were young, huh?
Yeah, I had a lot of trouble reading. I actually had to train with an eye patch
Oh,
to
okay.
get better. I took vision therapy.
That's good.
Oh, so yours was vision therapy, it wasn't like dyslexia or anything like that?
No, yeah, I think it was hard to explain exactly what it was. I don't think they had a technical term for it. It was like a lazy eye, but not exactly.
So you described it like trying to find was it a baseball and a
Yeah, it
strobe
was
light?
like if you're trying to catch a baseball and a strobe light is flashing on and off, like the words would jump around on the page a little bit. So, yeah. But it's all good now.
That's good, yeah, very good.
Good job.
Nice job, thank you, Megan.
Thank you.
So hit the pause